Caitlin Clark made the Indiana Fever $34 million last season. Her salary? $78,000. That's not a typo. That is the deal, and it was designed to work exactly this way. Because buried in the fine print of Clark's rookie contract is a clause that gives Herb Simon something no fan is talking about: total control over the most valuable player in the league for almost nothing. And right now, as the biggest labor fight in WNBA history plays out behind closed doors, that clause is the reason Simon isn't budging. Here's what he doesn't want you to understand. When Clark was drafted first overall in 2024, she signed what every #1 pick signs: a 4-year rookie scale contract. Total value? $338,000, spread across 4 years. Now, think about what she delivered. In her rookie season alone, the Fever went from averaging fewer than 2,000 fans per game to over 17,000. That's not a small bump. That is a tenfold increase. Merchandise sales per fan at Fever games were higher than any NBA team in the league. 19 of the 22 WNBA games that hit 1 million viewers, Clark was in every single one. And here's the number that matters most. The Fever's revenue jumped nearly 300% in 1 year to an estimated $34 million. Forbes now values the franchise at $370 million, a figure that has more than quadrupled since Clark arrived. If you remember when the WNBA launched back in 1997, most of these teams were worth less than what Clark generated in a single season. Her reward? A paycheck smaller than what most of Simon's mall security guards make in a year. Now, here's the clause. Buried in Clark's rookie contract is something called a team option. That means the Fever, not Clark, get to decide whether she comes back for her 4th season. She doesn't get a say. The team picks up the option, and she plays at the rookie scale salary they already locked in years ago. No negotiation, no leverage, no choice. For a player of Clark's caliber, this is a straitjacket. She's generated tens of millions in value. She's the reason half the league's TV deals got renegotiated. And she cannot leave. She cannot renegotiate. She plays for what they tell her to play for. And Simon knew this when he drafted her. Every owner in the league knew it. The rookie scale was designed to give franchises maximum value from young talent at minimum cost. In the NBA, that structure bothers people. In the WNBA, where the gap between player value and player salary is a canyon, it's something else entirely. But it gets worse, because even when the rookie deal ends, there's another trap waiting. It's called the core designation. Think of it like the NFL's franchise tag, except with even less protection for the player. Under the current rules, a team can slap a core designation on one player every year. That player gets a 1-year Supermax offer, which sounds generous until you realize it means the team controls where she plays. She can't test the open market. She can't find out what she's really worth. The team decides. Just ask Breanna Stewart. The Liberty cored her 2 years in a row, 2024 and 2025. She's a 2-time MVP, a 3-time champion, the co-founder of the Unrivaled League. And even she couldn't negotiate freely until the team decided to let her. That's not partnership. That's a leash. Players have been fighting to eliminate or reform this rule for years. Nneka Ogwumike, the players' union president, has been one of the loudest voices pushing for change. But the league? According to reporting, WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert's negotiating team has not engaged with the union's proposals to remove the core designation. They want to keep it. And for an owner like Simon, who has the most valuable player in the sport locked in through at least 2027, that's not an accident. That is a strategy. Now, this is where it all connects to the fight happening right now. On March 10, 2026, the deadline came and went. The WNBA and the Players Union sat in a Manhattan hotel for 12 straight hours, from 5 in the evening until 5 in the morning, and still couldn't reach a deal. The central issue? Money. But not the way you'd think. The league is offering players 70% of net revenue. Sounds generous, right? 70%. Most fans hear that number and think the players are being greedy for turning it down. But here's what the owners aren't explaining. Net revenue means revenue after the league subtracts its expenses, and the league gets to define what counts as an expense. When you do the math, and reporters have, 70% of net revenue works out to less than 15% of total revenue. less than 15 cents on every dollar the league makes. The players are asking for 26% of gross revenue. That's revenue before expenses. Transparent, measurable, the way the NBA does it, the way the NFL does it, the way the NWSL just agreed to do it. But the owners, Simon among them, keep offering a number that sounds huge and delivers a fraction. And because most fans don't understand the difference between net and gross, the PR battle works in ownership's favor. And here's the part that should make every Fever fan pay attention. The league's latest proposal does include one shiny new provision, a fast track for stars on rookie contracts. If a player makes first or second team all WNBA, she becomes eligible for a maximum contract in her fourth year. For Clark, that means 2027, 1 year earlier than expected. Sounds like a win, right? Simon looks generous. Clark gets to the max faster, but read the fine print. The proposed salary cap for year one is $5.75 million, with a max salary of roughly $1.3 million. That means the Fever would need to fit Clark, Aliyah Boston, who's also max eligible, and Kelsey Mitchell, who already earned the highest salary in the WNBA last season, under one roof. And that roof isn't big enough for all three. The fast-track provision isn't a gift, it's a pressure valve. It forces Indiana to choose which star to pay, and creates the very cap crunch that lets owners argue they can't afford the players' revenue demands. Simon gets to say he offered Clark the max, while building a system where giving her the max guts the rest of the roster. And the players know it. That's exactly why more than 50 of them are currently playing in Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 league co-founded by Breanna Stewart and Nneka Ogwumike. Unrivaled isn't just entertainment, it's leverage. It tells ownership, we have somewhere else to go. We have our own league, our own equity, our own revenue. If you lock us out, we don't disappear. We play somewhere else, and we keep building. That's the backdrop to everything happening in this negotiation. The old playbook, where owners could wait out the players because the players had no alternatives, doesn't work anymore. 3 days before the marathon session in Manhattan, Clark herself stepped to a microphone at USA Basketball training camp and said something that cut through all the noise. She said the two sides should stop sending proposals back and forth, get in a room together, look each other in the eye, and shake hands. That's how business works, she said. She's 24 years old, she's making $78,000, and she just told a room full of billionaire owners and league executives how to do their jobs. Meanwhile, Herb Simon, the man who owns the malls, the Pacers, the Fever, and the career of the most marketable woman in American sports, sat somewhere behind closed doors, offering less than 15 cents on the dollar, while his franchise value quadrupled to $370 million on the back of the woman he's paying pocket change. That's the clause he doesn't want you to see. Not just one line in a contract, a whole system. Rookie scales, team options, core designations, net revenue tricks, designed to keep the people who built this league from sharing in what they built. And Caitlin Clark is right in the middle of it. The question is, how much longer will she stay quiet about it?